Are we both co-hosts or hosts?
Co-hosts?
Who cares, eh?
Yeah, host implies one. Yeah. Welcome back, y'all. We're back for episode 2. After the response that we had from episode 1, it seems everyone really, really loved the show. And
The numbers were a lot more than I thought.
yeah, numbers were up high, but even the contribution from people as well is actually way more than what I thought.
Yeah, well, last night, even from that story, we got heaps sent in as well.
Yeah, so it's definitely a show that people like and definitely love listening to. So it's something that we had so much fun doing it. So we're going to keep going.
Yeah, it's good fun to do. It takes the seriousness away. There's no angle. We can just fucking have fun with it.
Yeah.
And swear. I didn't have to worry about the F-bomb just then. So we're not going to have a theme really just yet because we're just going to keep going throughout them. Because I've left it pretty broad and open to interpretation where it would go Icks, breakups, socially awkward moments, anything in between as well. Because I think it's just fun to.
But if you put a category on it, it'll alienate a lot of people. I think it's just send in whatever.
Just send in whatever. It's just.
If you lay in bed thinking about it at night,
If there's something if you're laying in bed and you can't sleep because something awkward happened to you, like I thought about one. It was for this girl, and I thought this would be great for this girl that I went to high school with. I won't name and shame her, but I remember we were walk up the mountain one day, and she looks at me and she goes, "Why did you just fucking spit on me?" And I go, "What do you mean?" And a bird shit on her face.
Oh, no.
And I thought that would keep me up. She had this big bird shit on her face.
But that's a double whammy, right? She's there accusing you in broad daylight, like going, "You animal, why would you do that?" And then the shit.
Big bird shit.
Because if she hadn't said anything, she could have done one of these ones and got rid of it quickly.
No, she wasn't getting rid of that
but she called attention to it as well.
She wasn't getting rid of that one.
No.
I remember she just looked at me and it was on this side of her face. Oh, I remember her name too, but I won't do it to her. I doubt she listens to this. But if you do, I'm not going to say her name, but I think about that quite frequently. And
so funny.
That would really. I remember once, so I was in high school. I was trying to show off to a girl I was in love with. And I was wearing a backpack and a ball came to me and I went to go kick it and I missed and I fell flat on my back. And I think about that quite frequently because
that'll do it.
Because I still think about her to this day. She wouldn't think of me.
She wouldn't think of that moment. And the funniest part about some of those things is you think about them nonstop.
All the
These
time.
people moved on from it like a week later.
Oh, I think about the bird shitting on that girl's face quite frequently. And if she's listening, she knows who she is. And there is a couple of people that would know as well.
Call her out in front of the world.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say a name.
All right.
I've nearly slipped up to none. So Kirby and I've listened to this one, but then from then on, I don't really think we've listened to any other ones because we wanted to keep it more like more of a reaction and organic on the show. So bear with us because we don't know what's coming. So let's start with this one.
Hey boys, I actually look like the knob in this breakup story.
So we got a breakup.
But in 2020, I was I was told to go by my family actually, because they'd gone to a personal professional development seminar, which ran from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we were given a 1-hour dinner break. So I didn't really have many expectations, but when I got in there, I was, confronted with other people going up. There's 20 of us in this session going up telling their problems, and this poor woman up and said she was actually raped by her uncles back in Africa. This bloke went up, said he doesn't love his son because he's gay, and all these this woman had been through, plenty of breakups and couldn't figure out why. And I was like, fuck, I got no real issues here. Anyway, over the course of the 3 days, I think I was actually just indoctrinated into this cult. And then on the Sunday, I've had this chick's gone up and said, I could never say no to the man I was marrying, and I only realised when I was, walking down the aisle. Anyway, I'm not sure if it's just a lack of sleep or just the complete insanity of the situation, but something clicked off in my brain. I called my girlfriend and we caught up on my dinner break. and I broke up with her, and she was like, I knew this fucking cult was going to send you fucking mad and all this. And yeah, I had to nip off because I said, look, I got to get back inside for the evening session. And, I'm a cunt.
Was that the end of it?
What did you say right at the end there? I can't go back. Fuck, that's funny.
The cult.
I love that. I've got to go back in.
She's at the table crying. Like,
Now, as we know, I'm not very fucking vocal. Like, I can't understand very well. Where was he? At a cult.
No, at the start it was like a personal development thing.
Oh.
And so people were just like unpacking who they were and like what they were. And yeah, so he just somehow realized on the afternoon that he wants to break up with his missus. He's called her into the restaurant and they're sitting there chatting. She's bawling her eyes out. She goes, I can't believe you've done this. I do this fucking call to do it. And he goes, anyway, I gotta go.
I think a call's pretty wild too. Did he say how long they were dating? Fuck, I'm really bad with taking in
terrible.
vocal stuff. How long were they dating, did he say?
He didn't say.
I think a phone call breakup's a little tough.
No, he said he called her for lunch.
Oh, for lunch?
Or no, for dinner.
Yeah, phone call breakup.
Oh, was it a phone call breakup?
Yeah, and then he's gone back into the cult.
I thought they'd called up for lunch and come to him.
Fuck, I'm bad with vocal. I thought he called. No, because he called her because he said he went back in.
Oh, anyway, that's so funny. But that's one of those
I
ones.
love his voice. He needs to be on radio.
But that's like... She's just copping that call, eh?
When it comes to breakups, I don't know.
I love that
I did break up with a girl over text after 3 months.
You did do that, yeah. And you're a horrible human for it. I love
It's
how...
so less awkward.
But I love how, like, she goes, I knew that fucking cold had changed you. So she knew it was coming.
I want to get follow-ups to a lot of these, eh?
I want to know how long they were together.
So I need to know that, and then I need to know what the follow-up conversation was, because that can't have been it.
Because if they were only together for like
Maybe a
few
month?
weeks or a few months, it'd be a different story. But if it was like a long termer of like 2 years, then
I think... I was going to say I think after a couple of months you need to do it in person, but then I've just
you
admitted
didn't do that.
after
So.
3 months.
Imagine him going back to his family and they go, "Oh, how was the course? Yeah, broke up with my
And
girlfriend."
I've fucking moved on.
Oh, fuck. All right, I'm going to tell you this.
Oh, okay.
Off the bat.
So, married, separated, on dating apps, matched up with this guy. He comes over to my place and, you know, like in the middle of it, and he says something to me that I've never ever, well, like, it's not as if I've had a lot of experience with, I guess maybe younger guys. He's a bit younger than me, maybe like, I don't know, like 5 to 6 years younger than me. Like midway through, he calls me mummy. Yeah.
The pause.
Look, I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum. I just went along with it. It caused a lot of laughs at work. We laughed about it for a very long time. And then, of course, was called mummy for weeks on end after that. Called mummy, and he sucked my toes, like all these things that I guess in my naivety I've never experienced before, but I was just like, yep, I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, anyway.
What I need to know is how mummy was said.
Yeah, there's two different ways. Like, I heard
Was it, mummy, I want to suck your toe?
I heard a story from a guy that, well, he was telling me about his mate. He goes, he's quite a short guy once, and they went out to the club, and there was this really tall girl, and he goes up to her, and he goes, mummy uppies. And I'm like, that's the tonality. I imagine that's how that guy said that.
Did he say it legit?
Yeah, mummy uppies. Like this. And I'm like, I know that's how that was said. That's the tonality that was said.
Oh, mummy? Yeah.
You cannot say that in
Mummy.
a tough tone.
Mummy.
Imagine going,
Nah, he baby talked that.
you can't go,
He baby talked it.
you can't go, mummy.
No,
You can't go deep, strong. Come here, mummy.
he baby talked that. I know
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I get,
yeah.
Mummy?
Yeah, yeah. There was no macho, come here, mummy. Like
This
it was childish.
What I like too is her naivety into the dating scene, because it does get quite rogue out there.
If you...
That's not overly weird in the dating scene.
No.
And the kinks I've heard of, that's not...
That's very base level of what's out there.
I'm going to give the listeners an ick of me.
Oh, no.
I've had that situation. And it wasn't that
What,
long
someone
ago.
called you mummy?
No, it was the other way around.
No,
It
you
wasn't,
didn't.
it wasn't that long ago, Kirby. So one night,
Short story long.
a girl I was talking to said, let's get stoned. So I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't been stoned in 6 years. Like, all right, let's
not?
smoke the devil's ganja. And I'm laying there on her chest and she goes, would you like some of my vape? And the vape was in line with like her chest. And I've gone and grabbed it with my lip and I've gone, Mama.
That's being cut.
That can't be cut. But because I was so stoned, medical marijuana, not illegal, I didn't realise that I'd said it. I just thought I was thinking
It just slipped out.
So I kind of get it.
Yeah.
In the
I
heat of
get
the
it.
moment.
In the heat of the moment, I get it.
I don't know about mummy.
But then, like, the argument then sways. It's like, is it then okay for then girls to call daddy? Like, where do you draw the line? Which one's apparently a turn on? Which one's an ick?
From experience, I've had it. I don't like it. It's not
Because you're Big Papa rather than daddy.
Big Papa Leroy or something.
You
Call me.
love a Big Papa, don't you?
I've had daddy, and it's weird.
It's weird.
I don't like it.
At least they're not calling you father.
I'm going to say, you know what? What I've learnt with the kink world is you can't judge it.
No. Everyone's got their own...
It's a thing. It's like a thought.
Yeah.
You just have it.
It's like the farting one.
It's like farting.
It's like the last week's one, farting.
With kinks, you cannot judge. I don't think that's for me. Mummy, because I'd think of my mum instantly.
That's what I would assume most would, yes.
Yeah, so good on him for establishing that with this lady.
Setting the dominance and the ground rules.
Setting the dominance, again, he's broken the ice rather fast. And we listen and we don't judge. So good on him for that. And good on her for just going with it.
Yeah. Good on her.
I think I've given a lot of people the ick listening to me right now.
Yeah.
I was on a date with a guy and at the end he tried to kiss me and I said I didn't want to. He started getting annoyed and then he said to me, well, do you want your licked?
Is that it? Is that it?
I wasn't expecting much from that.
Short and sharp to the point.
It was 14 seconds, and
That's
I was
why.
like, oh, this might be an accident or something. Men are
You
fucking
can't do
rogue.
that to us. Like, she's just left that with no more context of what was said, what was done.
Men are very straight to the point in the dating world. I've come to learn.
Oh my God. I'm going to assume that she said no.
I'm going to assume from the tonality, it didn't go well for him.
I say it didn't.
She didn't seem overly pleased with that.
I think he's pulled the old negotiation technique where it goes, if you know that you're not going to get the thing that you're asking for, ask for something exponentially greater.
I agree.
Oh, that's what that was.
Because
Yeah,
he's gone for that. Now kissing on the lips doesn't seem as bad.
exactly.
Not a bad tactic.
It's like saying, hey, can you drop me to Brisbane Airport? You go, no way. Can you drop me to the Gold Coast Airport? No. Sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's way, yeah, why not? I'll
Not
do
a
that.
bad strategy, that one. Again,
There isn't really much else to comment there, is there?
again, I get secondhand embarrassment when somebody says that they tried to kiss because I can't imagine what it would be like after that.
Yeah, did she just go, oh no? And he goes, anyway, thanks for the night, and a handshake, and then walks off.
No, well, he didn't. He's asked to
No, but
lick
after
the frowned
that,
upon jewels, they call it.
after that though, did he just kind of go, okay, bye, and leave? Or like, did she just go inside and close the door? Or...
From her tone, it didn't go well for him.
No, it didn't go well for him. There probably wasn't a second date, I'd say.
We've got another one.
I'd say there wasn't a second date there.
I want to call some of these people. If you're listening, the first one and that one, give us more context.
Yeah, we want more.
On to the next.
All right, here's another one for you. I went on a date with this guy, and prior to the date, I was like, whoa, there's got to be something wrong with him because he was incredibly good looking, and I was just like, this guy can't be single. Like, why is he single? Anyway, met him, realised why he was single. He was socially awkward. At the start of the date, he started telling me about how he'd had a date earlier that day with a girl, and she came to his pool. That's how he said
Pool. Adelaidean.
Pool. And I was like, oh, yeah, nice. How'd that go? He's like, yeah, she was hot. I was like, cool, give us a look. He's like, oh, why would you want to have a look at her? I was like, oh, well, you're telling me about her. He also was a very large man, and people couldn't get behind him, like walk behind him in the tiny bar that we're in. So I said, oh, do you want to pull your chair in so people can get around you? And he was like, no. I was like, oh, that's awkward. He also just kept looking me up and down, and then basically touched my bum and was like, that's nice. I was like, oh, okay, pushing his hands away multiple times. Don't know why I stayed with him. Then he was like, George, you want to get some food? I was like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, you can buy me dinner. And he walks up to this guy standing outside a restaurant, a place that's clearly a restaurant, and goes, excuse me, mate, do you guys serve food here? Yeah, they obviously do. The guy was like, yeah, restaurant. Awkward. So awkward. Then he wanted to come home with me.
She's funny.
Oh, that's rough. I love how she goes, the date started by him telling her about another date that she had earlier in the day. Again, what you said with the awkward silence thing and the socially awkward thing. They're sitting there and she goes, so what'd you get up to today? And because he was so socially awkward, he had nothing to say but, I had a date earlier. And she's like, tell me about it.
What I love is that what I think he's tried to do at that restaurant is be funny. It's like me and my mate when we were like 16, we used to go to like the repair shop for iPhones and be like, do you guys fix iPhones?
Yeah.
He's done that.
He's tried to take the piss,
It's
yeah.
not been funny.
Yeah. It's kind of like he's walked into KFC and gone, can I get a meat lover's pizza? Just trying to be funny.
Do you do pizzeria? All I want to say is apologies to her because realising that you've got someone socially awkward at the start is it's like looking up Everest. You go, this is going to be a long night.
But then you got to think like the poor guys that are socially awkward. It's like, dating would be so hard if you were a socially awkward person. Like it would be so difficult. I feel for him.
I feel for him. It's hard because, again, we don't know the context, but he sounds like he's a bit arrogant.
Yeah, I was thinking that, definitely. When she goes, you want to pull your chair in? No.
No, not really.
That's not socially awkward. Socially awkward would be like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, he sounded pretty arrogant.
See, what I think of, right, is that situation where she goes, can you pull your chair in? And he goes, no. What happened after that? What was the fucking topic of discussion?
Every time someone
did it
walks
go
past
awkwardly quiet?
Every time someone tries to get past, they're squeezing by him. He knows he could fix that problem very easily.
And then, every time somebody squeezes in, he'd be thinking, I probably should have listened to her, but it's too late now.
It's like that you don't want to admit, like, that your foot's hurting or it'd be like when you go out with your mum and she goes, take a jumper, it'll be cold. You go, oh, it won't be cold. Then after 10 minutes, you're like, I'm fucking freezing, but I don't want to say anything.
That's what I feel like's happened to him. But what I really want to know is, because that would have been awkward asking him to pull the chair in and him not. What is
How do you recover
is there
from
an awkward
that?
silence? Did they go back to eating for 10 seconds and someone's tried to start the conversation again? Like, I feel like...
She's going, do you want to put your chair in? He's gone, nah. And then after like a minute of dead air, she goes, so what do you do for work? Like,
talking about the date prior as well, I feel like you can talk about it if you've been on a shitty date.
yeah.
Maybe pretending that date was a week prior was a little bit different.
Yeah.
The day of...
But again, I think that it either comes down to the socially awkward or the arrogant thing where he's there going, I had one earlier.
See, that's the...
Trying to show off, you think?
Yeah, when it comes to socially awkward and arrogance, I feel like they can intertwine quite well there, and you can't actually tell.
Yeah.
Because when I'm socially awkward, I might say some certain things.
Say stupid things just because you hate dead air.
Hate dead air.
Yeah.
Hate dead air. I don't mind in the podcast or in real estate when you're meant to have it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a conversation,
Date and you're both sitting there like.
I just start thinking, I'm like, are they thinking about this awkward silence right now? Do I need to fill the air? If I ask a question, are they going to know that it is just to clear the air?
Are they going to give me a yes or no answer when I want to...
Yeah, like, and if I've just met them, is it awkward to just sit there and eat dinner for a couple of minutes without chatting? This is why you never go on a date at dinner. I've learnt this.
But also because it reveals that you have the appetite of a child.
Yeah, that too. That too. Chicken and nuggets.
Chicken nuggets,
Chicken
chips.
nuggets and
chicken nuggets and chips, please.
Yeah, I
so
do.
you're in an Italian restaurant. Oh, I'll have spaghetti.
Oh, spaghetti.
Oh, spaghetti.
I liked carbonara until I found out that there was egg in it. That sucked.
That sounds like something you'd do.
My ex had a jar of his toenail clippings, which he kept
Oh.
beside his bed. And at one stage, I tried to throw them away, and he was really upset and wanted to break up with me over it. I think he still has the jar of clippings at his parents' house. Ick.
Ick. That is an ick.
That's weird.
If they look anything like mine, problem.
That's... Oh.
I'd like to know the theory behind that.
I'd like to know when he took it back to his mum and dad's. Hey, mum, dad, can I move some stuff back into your house? Yeah, what is it? A jar of toenails.
How big's the jar?
How full is the jar?
How long's the jar been
How
around?
long's he been doing it for?
How many are in there? What happens to a toenail
Just
after
imagine
time?
like a criminal breaks in and the only thing he can find is jar. He hurls it at him and it goes off like a fucking grenade in the dude's face. The shrapnel of all the toenails.
Yeah, maybe that's why he's got it.
Like pieces of
Never
shrapnel.
judge a man by his toenail clippings.
Stick it into his face.
Ick.
That's an
Ick.
odd one.
That is an ick.
That's an odd one.
Yeah, I can't say
I
that
don't
do
even
that.
really know what to comment after that.
Neither do I.
That's a
That
bit
is
weird.
an ick.
What about fingernail clippings? Are they in there too? She said toenail.
I don't know. I don't know why you
He cuts
keep
his
them.
fingernails and throws them down the sink, but the toenails are like precious gold.
Yeah, I don't really know why you'd keep them. But I agree, ick.
Strange.
That's an ick. I'm in trouble.
So after I split up with my ex-husband, who I have 2 children to,
Okay.
an ex from about 12 years ago reconnected with me and convinced me that I was the love of his life, that he let go, blah, blah, blah. We decided to give it another shot and progressed pretty quickly. After about 3 or 4 months, he moved in with me and my children, and he was like a stepdad, took them on as his own. And after us being together for about 18 months, I got a message on Facebook from a woman saying, hey, I'm really sorry. I just found out about you and that you're his girlfriend. If I'd have known, we wouldn't have been catching up the whole entire time, every single week. Anyway, so obviously that was that. We broke up. He ghosted me after I sent him the proof. And then me and this chick have now become best friends, and we have found out about 4 other women that he was meeting up with every now and then as well. He was on Tinder, on Bumble, and just meeting randoms and cheating on us both at the same time.
He's gone one step above a mistress because he had 2 and then was Tindering around as well.
That's a married man, eh?
Lighting fires all over the place. Because you know why it's called Tinder?
lighten the match.
Like
Lighten
sparks fly.
But never thought of that.
You didn't?
No. And it's a flame on the thing.
Anyway. You know what, though?
My red flag's coming back after 12 years. Why 12 years?
That one, no, because you hear cute stories all the time of like elder people, like older, like people like their 50s getting back together with their childhood sweethearts. Like I think that one's fine, but the 12 years ones doesn't bother me. But
You know what bothers me? 3 months of dating, moving in with kids. That
we won't comment on that too much because you'll say something that you won't, because you'll say something I'll need to edit out.
Kirby will be on the edits.
But
Look,
you know what?
I get it.
Get what?
That he- you know,
What part?
no, that he moved in.
Oh,
Look, I'm not gonna
I think
shit
you're
on
talking
that.
about the other part.
I'm not gonna. I wouldn't do that. That's kind of pretty rogue. 3 months move in with kids, and then 18 months later.
But
getting
right,
children.
take away the second part of the story.
Yeah.
12 years, let's say that it actually was the love of a life and he was thinking about her for 12 years. Like, you would then almost be, yeah, like if this guy's been thinking about me for 12 years and we already know each other quite well, moving in isn't that big of a step. But then it's the fact that he's moved in. How did he get away from her so often that he was seeing the other one once a week and then going out on other days? I don't get how men can do it.
I've always wondered this about cheating, especially with that, because it would just become, maybe they get addicted to the lying and stuff. Maybe that becomes fun, living
thrill.
in that thrill.
Well, like, you know, it's a classic sitcom TV episode moment where like they double book themselves on something and they go from one party to the second party and you watch them running in between them. And I think like, how can you do that? Like, I just like obviously do not agree with cheating at all. I think it's appalling and like all that shit. But like just the navigating the double live, I've never been able to get it. But silver lining, right, though? Something always good comes up. She got a new best friend.
Got a new friend.
I love it. She's like, we become best friends. That's hilarious.
I think it's quite. There's a bit of a trauma bond there, which is good.
Yeah.
A nice trauma bond.
They could start a podcast now.
They really could.
They've gone through their trauma bond moment. They could start a podcast.
I always just think about these things and like, how would you feel finding out they cheated on you just multiple times? Like finding out once, you'd be like, oh fuck.
If it
Finding
was
out
once and it was a mistake and you could see that they were genuinely apologetic and it was a one-off and they came to you and said, I'm so sorry this happened, you could almost forgive it. But like,
see,
multiple women and multiple times,
that's just an addiction. I think that's an addiction to
that's a
something.
spit in the face.
I think that's an addiction. Like,
And then the ghosting.
Ghosted her, eh?
He's in the wrong. She's called him out. Did she just get home from work one day and all his stuff was gone? Like, again, we need a follow-up.
maybe we need a live phone call.
We need to know, like, did she get, because he ghosted, he wasn't like, hey, can I come pick up all my things? Did she send him the message? He's left work, driven straight to the house, picked up everything and was gone by the time she got back.
So they were together 18 months, she said?
Yeah.
A ghost after 18 months. He's pretty fucking
That's
crazy.
rogue, 18 months.
An 18-month ghost that's something that needs to be almost studied. Because you can't just not talk to them ever again from that. Like, I think it may be like a...
They have bills and stuff together. They have things that they have to sort out. And
like he's
not
been
just-
in them kids' lives for a bit too. Like,
They come home and go, where's whatever his name? Don't know.
Haven't seen him.
Don't know. He's
ghosted
gone.
me. And the kids are like, what's ghosting? Take a seat.
Take a seat, children.
Prepare for dating life.
That is red hot. A ghosting after 18 months.
Man,
There's a lot there to unpack.
there's so much there to unpack, but it just makes you realise how fucked up dating is. And
That's why I'm glad I got this thing
I was
on.
about to say, this must be weird for you to see on the other side.
I hate every part of it. I'm like, why are people so weird?
Well, for anyone that
not
doesn't know my
but
story, I was in a 10-year relationship till not even a year ago, probably 10, 11 months ago.
It was the day after my birthday.
day after your birthday.
12th of September.
Yeah. And we're in July.
2024.
July, fuck, 10 months.
It is coming up.
And I'm relatively new into the dating world. And it's funny because when, like, say you married or in a long-termer, you don't think about this shit.
No. traversing it with you has been a fucking roller coaster. You're like,
It's
oh, this is what's
wild.
You're like this. I'm like, I've been out of it for 5 years, and I'm like, has this always been have these things always been a thing, and I've just been ignorant to it? Like the roster.
The roster was a big one for me. I thought for the roster that was quite interesting was that everyone was so vocal about the roster. Like it was like, let's talk about it. I've got 5 people on the roster. You're at number 1, and it's like, oh, I'm okay with that.
Can people please go into the comments and actually like tell us is rostering normal? As you said, like people are way too vocal. Is it a new thing? Because I'd never heard of it when I was dating.
But it was more of like a thing that everyone did subconsciously without talking about. But now it's just become this thing where we're all fucking okay with it. What I'm finding
I'm glad that people are more open with their opinions and their feelings. But like, imagine telling, you're number 5 on my roster. Like,
I get the roster situation when you're not really seeing anyone. But when seeing someone, like if you're sleeping with someone, that's a big thing I have. If you're sleeping...
this is a whole new topic. This is a whole episode.
But if you're sleeping with someone, I don't think you should be sleeping with other people out of respect. And it's also fucking disgusting. Like if they have been with somebody earlier in the day, that's like old
And
mate.
I've got an entire plethora of comments about that and exclusive and the difference between it, but we don't have time.
That can be another
That's
episode.
a new episode.
I reckon we've got one more.
One more.
This is a bit of a funny one, and I still don't really know what D stands for in the mnemonic, but I'm an emergency nurse, and I had to give, like, handover, and I had to, sound out what I was spelling, and apparently there's an alphabet for that, which I now know, but I didn't at the time, and I'm pretty sure it was the alphabet that I was speaking to, and I said D for dinosaur. Yeah. And the nurses and doctors behind me just started laughing. And we still laugh about it now. But I'm still always just going to say D for dinosaur because otherwise I feel like it's not respectful to the story.
I knew I haven't listened to this. I knew where this was going because I'm the exact fucking same.
Alpha Bravo Charlie.
I don't.
Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot. That thing.
Can we make it like universal that everyone should fucking know this? Because I was on the phone not long ago and they wanted the whatever you call that. And then I'm like, T for titty? Like, how am I meant to know the what is it?
I can't remember the name of
Something
it.
alphabet, whatever she was talking about. I agree with her.
Oh, yeah.
That we shouldn't make it like it's common knowledge that everyone should know that because I don't know.
I went out and specifically learnt it just because everyone was talking about it. And I had a really bad instance one day that made me go, I'm learning this fucking thing. Because I was on the phone one day, explained like my name, Kay Kirby. And they were like, and I was like, oh, Kirby. And she had a bit of like a Indian accent or something. And she goes, oh, sorry, was that A? And I went, no, K for knife.
And she's
Knife.
like,
Knife.
she's thinking night maybe.
Silent K. I'm like a knife. She's
I've
like,
done them multiple times and I'll just try and think of a word that's generic that everyone knows. Like,
but then you think
and then
of
when
one
they go
that's
F,
not.
when it's F, you're like, for fuck? I don't fucking know.
And when you're trying to pull one out of thin air, you can never get a good one, eh?
It's always a swear word or a bad word.
It'll be like W. You'll be like, oh, the whore?
Wet titties.
Walrus?
Whore?
Walrus? Like, it's never
And if it's
normal
C-
ones. Yeah, you don't want to talk about C. That's why it's Charlie. Alpha Bravo.
Does it go to Z?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know the regular alphabet normally.
Z zebra.
Oh, that's easy to know.
Yeah.
What's Q?
Quiet, I think. Yeah, quiet, yeah.
What about E?
Echo.
All right. Echo Bravo Charlie.
Echo Bravo Charlie. Yeah, A, B.
Evidence-based training. No, it's not him.
No, that's definitely...
I thought of EBT, that guy. I don't know why.
T's Tango, by the
T
way.
for Tango.
T for Tango.
I actually know a lot of these. Anyway, no one listening gives a flying fuck about my knowledge of the alphabet.
What's I?
Indigo.
Oh, you do know it.
I did security. So you've got to learn it a little bit.
Yeah.
I
You
only
don't
know
the
like
basics.
Alpha Bravo Charlie.
Delta Echo Foxtrot.
Anyway, no one listening. Maybe they want to know that.
We care.
Well, that's
We're going to wrap that one there.
a wrap of episode 2 of Underqualified and Oversharing.
We're going to We're going to start referring to it as under over sometimes. So if you hear us say under over, that's what we mean. Just because it's easier to say.
There's still so many. It sucks because I want to listen to them now.
Yeah.
But we don't. We wanted to. We listened to the first one a couple of times because we just wanted to have a listen.
But it makes our reaction so much better and so much more organic, and we can say what we actually think. Because if you sit there and script what you're going to say, it doesn't come across as...
If it's we're all up for a vulgar story and we're up for anything. But just like when we play it on air, we want to use your voice because it's funnier coming from you. But if it's really vulgar, maybe just try and like bring it in a little.
Rein her in a bit.
You can swear and stuff, but if it's like maybe like a sexual one like we got, we laughed, thought it was very funny, crazy story.
But also remember, we are tied to a mental health podcast. So
we are tied to some brands as well.
Yeah.
We have a management team and stuff. So there's some things that just
they're going to be
can't
cut if they're going to be cut. So
yeah, but you can tell the story, but just try and bring in
bring it in a little
bring
bit.
it in a little.
Yeah.
Just think of it as we're tied to a mental health podcast, and we've had celebrities and stuff on that may, and some coming on.
Yes. Because we have a long way to go and we got a lot of good people coming on and we don't want them to be like, oh.
Yeah. So, yes. But, yeah, we are all up for any story. Please keep them coming. So, we love you guys. And thank you to everyone sending them in. And if we haven't got to yours, we will get to it.
Because we are genuinely getting, and like, please don't stop sending them. We love,
keep them coming.
We love getting heaps of them because it gives us heaps to work with. Because we have to cut a few, we've still got them.
And also,
we've got another 2 episodes here, but
At
like,
least.
please keep sending them because as we get more, if they start getting overfull, we will get someone to filter through them as well.
And
so
also, even if you want to send more than one, we don't care.
go for it. Yeah.
You can send us 10 in a row. We don't.
If you've
give a
got
shit.
multiple stories, go for it.
And that's probably all we need to cover. Oh, we went at 42 minutes. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Love ya.
Love yous.